Alright guys, welcome back to Miniature Adventure. So we're stepping away from aliens for a while. We're heading over to Middle-earth strategy battle game. So I just picked this up. This is the Treachery of Gollum from the Lord of the Rings. From the Middle-earth strategy battle game, in case you didn't know. This is a unique piece, I feel. We got the Quest of the Ringbearer, which, you know, had some of these quests in there. And honestly, I feel like this had, you know, pretty much covered everything, really. You know, like, I mean, you've got your fantasy fellowship, which is great. But, I mean, from a scenario, I couldn't think of the word, point of view, I didn't think there was much else we could do. But then we've got Shelob's Lair in here, and we've got Smeagol's Treachery. But then Games Workshop decided to throw a spanner in that works and produce the Treachery of Gollum. So what is this? So basically this expansion provides basically a link scenarios featuring Gollum. So you know, from the moment they kind of catch with Gollum to the end. We're just going to take a quick brief view of it. I really like the artwork in this and the kind of staging of the battle reports. I wish I could build some stuff this well. Sorry, big sneeze there. So, Treachery of Gollum campaign. So we've got the Paths of Cirith Ungol, the Taming of Smeagol, the Dead Marshes, Osgiliath, Escape Through the Sewers, Smeagol's Treachery, Shelob's Lair, and the Bravery of Master Samwise. And that is it. So the Paths of Cirith Ungol. So this is a really kind of interesting piece. You've got 1x1 tiles that you're going to make. And they should really be able to be placed down in any order, but enough that a 60mm base Shelob can fit through. And you're basically going through. And it says the objects, the game lasts until there are no good models left on the board. The good player wins if at least 33% of the models, 5 models, can escape via the eastern board edge. So this is basically orcs have stumbled across Shelob's lair and she wants to eat them for dinner. The Taming of Smeagol. So basically Gollum has tracked the hobbits since Moria, and now's the opportunity to strike and steal the ring. If they become aware of Gollum, the hobbits will try to subdue him. So this is obviously, if we go here, this part here, it's just kind of emphasizing the bit where Gollum is sneaking up on Sam and Frodo, which I like. I really like that kind of aspect. Then the Dead Marshes. Now, the Dead Marshes is in the Quest of the Ringbearer, and it's also in a couple of others, but they've really kind of narrowed it down to what happens in the movie, which I like. Then we've got Osgiliath, which is obviously, you know, where the Witch King attacks. I think it's Witch King, or at least a ring wraith. And they're basically nearly going to capture Frodo. Then Escape Through the Sewers. Basically, here is where Faramir is like, okay, yeah, you know, you're good. I should really let you go. You know, my life is forfeit, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, everything from there. And this is kind of cool with the sewers. Now, I do have some sewer tiles that I might make for this one. So we'll see. And then Smeagol's Treachery. This is an interesting one. Doesn't use a board. It uses cards. You're literally using playing cards. And the whole point is to, I think it's to, what is the point of this one, actually? Both Sam and Smeagol trying to convince Frodo to believe them and be rid of the other. Whichever of them reaches Frodo first is the winner. Interesting. And Shelob's Lair. So we're going to use the same tiles again that we used in the first one, but this is Frodo with Sting, Mithril Coat, and Shelob and Smeagol. So, you know, now, point of note, GW just released, I do have it, it's on its way, Smeagol, Gollum, Shelob, and Frodo, but in all wrapped up in cobwebs. And so they've just released that, and I believe they've just put it on a 60mm base. I think that's what, you know, the new one. So, and then we've got the Bravery of Master Samwise. So this is where Sam goes against Shelob. I really like the fact that they give Sam his own kind of mission scenario, I guess. Couldn't think of the word. And then the end of all things. Now again, this does appear in here, but slightly different, and it's very different in that you're going to be playing on 2 boards at the same time, which is kind of cool. We got basically Aragorn and everyone going against the trolls, if you remember the Black Gate. And then you got Frodo, Sam, and Smeagol trying to get to Mount Doom. And I'm actually thinking of building something similar in that this will be foam built up, obviously, and then this will be like a base level. You'll go up, and then it will have like about that much thick of foam to simulate like the volcano, and then a doorway, and you go through, and then on this side is all terrain as well. So I'm not sure, but that would be pretty cool to do that. And then it has a hobby section, which I'm really interested in. How to paint Smeagol. I have done him. He's not very difficult, but this is a newer way to do it. This is the one I'm going to struggle on, is how to paint Shelob. So I'm really glad that they include this one in here. And then webbed Frodo. So yeah, that's great that they add that in there. And then Shelob's lair, how to make Shelob's lair. And then it's telling you basically how to use the foam bits to make 1x1 tiles, which is really kind of cool. The fact that they actually add that in, and then how to add bits. I don't know if I have any spare pieces, but I might 3D print some stuff to kind of add in there. Would be cool. Then how to make webs. I guess these you can place down that she's placing down. And then, Shelob's there from there. How to make the dead marshes. This is a good one, including how to use the resin. Again, I don't have any spare pieces, so I might have to 3D print some stuff. And then Osgiliath sewers. I do have some tiles that I might use for this, but I like the fact that they include that in here. They didn't really have to. And then how to assemble the board. And then Osgiliath sewers. So I really feel like even if you have this one, this basically focuses on Frodo. It really does. It just focuses on Frodo's journey, or the Ringbearer. Whereas this one focuses on Gollum. All the stuff that storylines from Gollum. And I like that. And you can obviously use them together, swap out these scenarios in this for the ones in here for this, as well as the original kind of quest book ones. So yeah, if you don't have it already, I would pick it up, especially if you enjoy playing this. This adds another layer. So thanks guys, that is it. That is the Middle Earth strategy battle game, The Treachery of Gollum. We'll see you next time.
It burns us. It freezes. Marshmallows twisted it. Take it of us.
Quiet you! It's hopeless. Every orc in Mordor's gonna hear this rocket. Let's just tie him up and leave him.
No! That would kill us. Kill us!
It's no more than you deserve.
Maybe he does deserve to die. But now that I see him, I do pity him.
We'll be nice to them if they be nice to us. Take it of us.